Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, my social thread. My name is Crystal and today is my pre-launch vlog for Selfless So April 23. This is a sewing challenge, now in its second year. Myself, Adele Sew for Serenity and Claire Stitch Hem Sew started the challenge last year in April and it did so well. I think we had about 750 entries. We had about 50 or more sponsors and it did so well and that we thought we'd run it again this year. So it's March as of now, March 23rd, I think. So this is a pre-launch vlog just to let everybody know about the challenge, about the rules, and also I'm going to be talking about some of our sponsors as well, just to say thank you for them supporting us again for a second year running. So Selfless So April, hashtags coming up at the top there. Essentially the premise of the challenge is quite simple really, and it's quite a nice one because the rules are so simple that everybody can actually join in. Like, you don't have to buy a particular color fabric or buy a particular type of pattern or anything like that. It's selfless sew, which basically means sewing something for somebody that's not yourself. So you can sew for your family members, you can sew for your friends, you can also do sewing for your pets or a charity or what have you, and so that's really, really great. You can use fabric from your stash or you can buy fabric. You can use any pattern, free patterns that you have. You can buy a pattern, so anything goes really, as long as the garment or the accessory that you make is not for yourself but it's for somebody else. And the main rules are basically, I will pop up some visuals as well as I go along. The main rules are that it has to be a selfless sew, it has to be made in April, and it has to be posted under the hashtag selfless sew April 23 only on the 30th of April 2023. And the reason we've done that is because it just makes it easier. So when we come to collate all of the entries, it's just easier to look at one day on Instagram rather than trying to haul through the whole of the month. If you do want to show some work in progress pictures, or you're just wanting to show off bits and pieces of your project as it's coming along, you are more than welcome to use the hashtag selfless so April 23 WIP, which stands for work in progress, and you can post on there at any point, as many times as you want during the whole month of April. And what else are the rules? Oh, and when you post your garment or item on the 30th of April, you need to let us know what category you're entering into and whereabouts in the world you are based. So the categories at the moment are, well, they are the categories. There's 5 categories. We've got menswear, ladies wear, children's wear, which will be spread into 2 categories. You've got the children's from 0 to 2 years, and then you've got children's 2+ years. And then we've got pets and accessories. With the accessories, think about things like bags, aprons, hats, belts, that sort of thing. So that all falls under pets and accessories. And in terms of letting us know where you are in the world, it just makes it easier for when we are allocating prizes. So if you are in America, for example, or if you're in Australia, or if you're in New Zealand, if we don't have a physical store that has sponsored us from your country, then you will be offered a PDF prize. Obviously, if you are in the UK, then there's a lot more choice, if that makes sense. It's just basically allowing us helping us to allocate the presents to the correct person depending on what part of the world you live in. What are the other rules? The other rules, yes. And in terms of judging, as it were, last year we're following last year's rules again. So for every category there will be a first, second and third prize, and that will be decided by myself, Adele and Claire. And then as we have more than 50 prizes from 50 wonderful sponsors, the rest of the prizes will go into a random draw. So then the rest of the winners will be picked at random. And I think that's quite nice because there are some challenges like, I think, So Frugal, So Yellow Ferendo, they're all random prize, random winning. People can win at random. And then you've got the other challenge, So Recreate the Look. So that's judged. And I'm not sure if any other ones are, but I think by doing both, because we have so many wonderful, generous sponsors, by doing both, I think it gives everybody a chance in the random draw. Plus, also it validates, or it what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm trying to say. By giving first, second, and third prize in the particular category, it just sort of validates somebody that's done, you know, an awful lot of work in that particular garment. Obviously, if somebody's a far lot more experienced, then their garment will be a little bit more complicated or a little bit more complex, and so we want to award that person for the effort that they've put into that particular garment, hence the first, second, and third prize. But then also we don't want to put other people off that are less experienced or have less you know, budgetary constraints, or you know, yeah, basically. And so in that regards, I think the random draw allows everybody to get involved, which is great. So the only other thing I wanted to say is, if you would please kindly follow myself, my social thread, Adele Sew for Serenity, and Claire Stitch Hem Sew. I will link everything down below on Instagram, because we will be releasing lots of information about the challenge, also releasing who our sponsors are, and just little tidbits here and there, just to keep the challenge fresh in your minds and give you inspiration as well. Also, with regards to our YouTube channels, if you would kindly subscribe to, again, myself, my social thread, Adele Sew for Serenity, and Claire Stitch Hem Sew, we will be doing a vlog tour this time round. So last year we didn't do a vlog tour, but going on from the success of So Frugal, they do a vlog tour, and it's basically one sewing vlogger a day doing a vlog on their inspirations for Selfless Sew April and what they plan to do for the month as well. So I'm starting off the vlog tour. I'll be day one, April the 1st, and then I will pop up some slides of all the other vloggers that we've got. The sewing community have really sort of supported us this year, as they did last year. So we've got the likes of Tomcat Stitchery, so Whitney is on the vlog tour. We've got Rowan, Yorkshire Sew Girl, Rachel from Stitched Up. We've got so many lovely people. The Baker That Sews. We've got So Little Time. So many lovely vloggers to watch. So I'm looking forward to that. And again, via our Instagram accounts, we will be announcing whose day it is today, with the links of those vlogs, so it's easy for you to just click and watch as you please. Okay, so hopefully that's kind of the general gist. And what I wanted to do now is, I won't be telling you about my plans for Selfless Sew April. My plans will be on the day one of the vlog tour, which is the 1st of April. But today I wanted to go through some of our sponsors and just tell you a little bit about each one, especially for those, well, for me personally, I haven't come across everybody, all of our sponsors. So for me, it's just nice to be able to talk a little bit about them, and just so that you can have the choice to discover you know, a new pattern house company or a new fabric company, and it's always nice to support small businesses as well. So the first company I wanted to talk about, who's sponsoring us for this challenge, is the Divi Club, and Divi stands for Do It Better Yourself Club, which is, I think, is a great name, because as sewists, we know that doing it yourself is actually better than ready to wear. So I think that's quite a lovely name. There, I'm just going to put up a screen recording thing. Don't exactly know what it's called, and it'll pop up right next to me there. So this is their website, the Divi Club, and as you can see, they do their own patterns, children's wear, t-shirts there, hoodies. I quite like this Gabriella onesie. I've not made a onesie before, but I quite like it. And also on there, for an independent pattern company, I quite like all the detail in front of their pattern envelopes. You've got difficulty levels, it's got the layer function, you've got size inclusivity, and you've got custom fit tutorials, which is really great. So I quite like the look of those. And what else did I notice going through this book? Okay, so not only do they do their own patterns, but I will show you that they do some lovely sewing tutorials, which is great. You've got sewing pattern basics, you know, understanding pattern markings, length and shorten lines, how to put in darts and pleats, that sort of thing, how to take your measurements. I mean, all of these are, you know, this is all really, really valuable information, especially if you're a beginner or an intermediate sewist. And I think it's really great that companies are doing this now, because I think that helps everybody in their sewing journey. And then the other thing I saw as well was not only do they have these tutorials, but they also have free ebooks. So they've got two here on at the moment: the Beginner's Guide to Sewing Knit Apparel, and it's a free downloadable ebook, presumably all about knitting knits and knitting knits, sewing with knits or stretchy fabric. And it's a 108-page ebook, which I think is amazing. It's free, something you can download onto your iPad or onto your laptop and have a read if you are just venturing into sewing with knits. Mind you, in my personal opinion, I find sewing with knits far lot easier than sewing with woven. But I know that as a beginner sewist, they always recommend you to sew with woven first of all. And then the other thing I noticed on here, which I thought was quite lovely, was so here's just, I'm just scrolling through their patterns. Something that I noticed on here that I've not seen anywhere else actually is this over here. So it's 10 free templates on pocket stitching, which I think is really great. So great for your handmade denim jeans or handmade skirts, or even if you have ready to wear ones that you want to customize yourself. I think it's really great that it gives you free templates for designing pocket stitching on the pockets of your garments, or even for like a denim jacket, or even for like, you know, anything really that you wanted to customize a pocket with. I think these templates look really, really good. And so that's really great. And yeah, so Divi Club, I haven't heard of them before, so it's lovely to have my eyes open to a new pattern company. And also thank you very much to the Divi Club for sponsoring. They are offering a PDF to one of our lucky winners for this challenge. The next company I wanted to talk about was Brigittahelmerson. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And she is known for, she's a Swedish lady. The company's based in Sweden. And she is known for her zero waste patterns, which I had heard of probably a couple of months ago now. I had heard of sort of zero waste patterns. And essentially the premise is to use as little fabric waste as possible, so use as much of the fabric, and so the designs are rather boxy, using as much of the fabric as the, you know, the fabric width and length as much as possible. So I'm just going through her website at the moment, and you can see she actually sells the handmade garments as well, ready made, so you can buy them as is. And then these are the PDF patterns that she has available. So you can see, even though they are quite boxy and sort of zero waste, there is still some lovely detail there. You've got some pleated sort of balloon sleeves, you've got pockets, that sort of thing. This dress here, I quite like the tear dress. I think this is quite a popular look these days. The new Craft House everyday dress, sort of like a Tilly and the Buttons indigo dress, is all very, very similar with the big puffy sleeves. The Anna Allen Anthea blouse, again with the puffy sleeves. So all zero waste patterns, these ones. You've got some trousers there, blouses, a coat. This workwear jacket reminds me of the Ilford jacket by it's not Closet Core, I'm not sure who that's by. The Ilford jacket by I think it's Closet Core patterns. Maybe not, but these are all her lovely PDF patterns. She also has tutorials on here, so use of her templates, hacks, how to do an inverted box pleat, bagging out hems. So really useful things. And I think normally I go onto YouTube to search. If I'm stuck on a particular project, I go to YouTube to search for things. But it's also nice to know that individual companies are doing these tutorials as well, which are obviously more in line with their patterns, which is great. The only other thing I was going to say, oh, she has a book coming out as well, Zero Waste Patterns. And I think zero waste patterns are becoming quite fashionable. And also, to be fair, even without the zero waist patterns, sort of the style of the dresses this coming season, I think, are quite flowy, quite full sleeved, sort of not fitted. And I think that's the perfect kind of look that zero waist patterns go for anyway, which I think the two go hand in hand together. So Brigitte Helmerson, she didn't, I think it's the first time she's supporting our challenge, but she will be offering a PDF to one of our lovely winners as well. The next company I wanted to talk about is Bobbins and Buttons, and I'm just going to share my screen again with you. And it is a bricks and mortar shop in Leicester, and they do their own patterns as well. So I've got their website up here for you now. As you can see, bricks and mortars, they offer classes. Oh, what happened? So they offer classes, level 1, level 2, level 3, which is great for beginners, intermediate to more advanced sewists. And they have particular, I guess, topics per class. So you've got sort of learn to make a bespoke drum lampshade, repair, remake, create. And I think that's a great thing. Instead of just, because I know some friends of mine, they basically just want to know how to repair things. Like they don't really have the ambition to sort of start making their own clothes. But you know, sometimes it's like your favorite jacket or your favorite pair of jeans, it's got a rip at the knee, or the zips come undone, or, you know, even as simple as sort of replacing a button. You know, some people have sort of asked, where can I go to learn these things? So this is a lovely sort of a beginner, all general purpose course. And they've got, you know, complete a bag, and then it goes on to garment making as well, which is lovely. Their PDF patterns, let me show you. Did it go? Okay, PDF patterns. So we've got some lovely, and I love the front covers of their pattern envelopes, which is really, really lovely. So we've got hoodies, leggings. Oh, this is lovely. It's like it reminds me of the shirt dress by Named Clothing. So it's a lovely shirt dress there with ruffles at the seams. All these lovely PDF patterns. So it's really nice being introduced to new companies. I have actually come across Bobbins and Buttons before, although I've never bought from them. But it's nice for other people to discover some new independent stores. So you're not always buying patterns or fabric from the same store, and just to also see what's out there and what's available in the sewing community. So these are all their lovely patterns, which is really lovely. Next page. Leggings, dresses, so it's children's wear and adult wear, which is really, really nice. And then the other thing is they also do fabric. So let's just do by type. What's my favorite? Oh, linen. Let's see what they have in their linen. And then, yeah, lots of lovely, gorgeous fabric that you can buy. But also, because they are a bricks and mortar shop, you can go and touch and feel the fabric before you buy as well. So thank you very much, Bobbins and Buttons, for supporting our challenge this year. They are offering 2 PDFs to our to 2 lucky winners. Or maybe I think it's just 1. So 2 PDFs to 1 lucky winner. So thank you so much. The next company I wanted to talk about is craftygirlmaria. I believe they sponsored us last year as well. And I'm going to share my screen again with you. So this is their website right here. And they are not bricks and mortar shops, so I mean, as in you can't go and visit them, but they don't do their own patterns either, so they basically sell fabric, haberdashery, and they stock patterns from other independent designers. So this is just their website here, all the bits and pieces that you can go and have a look at. I quite like that places now are doing bag making accessories, because when I have made a couple of bags, but I found it quite hard to find sort of the hardware and stuff for these things. So it's nice now that shops are offering sort of a section on their website to bag making, which is really great. Also, I love when these things pop up when you go to a website that you've not worked in or used before, and it says, would you like 15% off? Yes, please. Sign up, you get 15% off, which is great. They do fat quarters, they do fabric, craft kits, as you can see, digital goods. They do independent pattern company digital PDF patterns, and also dressmaking paper patterns. Lots of lovely sewing goodness here, gifts, interfacing. And the other only thing that I noticed here, which I thought was really lovely, is that you can learn. And then I thought, oh, do they have a bricks and mortar shop? But no, it's one-to-one tuition, and she can either do it in her own home or at your home, which I think is really lovely. So one-to-one is £33 an hour, 2 people is £20 an hour, and 3 people £15 an hour. There are terms and conditions associated with this, which I think is great. And she is based in oh no, where are they based? Doesn't say. United Kingdom, obviously. They are based in Surrey. They are based in Surrey, which is really lovely. So if anyone's looking for any one-to-one tuition, perhaps call up craftygirlmaria. And the lovely thing about it is you can do it at her house or at your house, which I think is really, really great. Craftygirlmaria, they haven't yet. They have pledged to support the challenge this year, although the exact prize hasn't yet been confirmed, but I'm sure it will be a lovely prize all the same. The next company I wanted to talk about is Seasons of East. They supported our challenge last year as well. So I'm going to share my screen again. This is their website right here. So they are based in London, East London, E14, I believe. And they have a shop. I'm not sure if you can actually go to the shop, but they might do, because their classes. Let me show you their classes and events page here. So they're currently at the Stitch Festival at the moment. But classes, yeah, so they do spring and London workshops, 10:30 to 1:30, and it's in their East London studios, which is really, really lovely. What else do? They have their own patterns, and what I love about these patterns is they are very feminine. They do remind me a lot of other independent designers. So this dress here, I've seen a similar dress by Stylark and by Sew Over It, but I think it's a beautiful, lovely feminine dress. Again, this one here, I'm quite liking this one. It's very vintage looking, especially in that print. This has got some trousers, tops, dresses, lots of lovely things. And what I like about their patterns as well is, let me go into one. Each pattern comes, so their packaging, instead of like a paper envelope or a card envelope, they've actually got little fabric tote bags, which is really, really nice. I don't know if the prints on the outside are different. So that's a London skyline there. Let me see a different pattern. So that's called Summer in London. Oh, this is called Autumn in London. I wonder if it's still... Oh, so they are all the same. But how beautiful is that? And if you look at that picture as well, you can see full coloured illustration booklet, which is really, really nice. They also have a blog, which is really lovely. So again, another independent pattern company, which is, if you guys haven't heard of it, please do check out their website. And they are offering one of our lucky winners a free PDF. The next company I want to talk about is Flamingo Fabrics. I have bought from Flamingo Fabrics before. They are a lovely store. They do some lovely jerseys, which is nice, because sometimes when I first started sewing jersey, I couldn't find very many companies that did lovely children's jerseys, or even adult jerseys. Actually, it's actually quite hard to find. I am going to share my screen with you again. You can tell that I've just learned how to do this because I'm using it for every single thing. So Flamingo Fabrics, and I don't know if they already had this available when I started using them, but now they have a digital fabric printing service, and it's basically print your own design. I think you can upload your own designs, but they have some lovely designs on here. And basically, if I show you, so this is their website here. If I show you the print on demand, yes, you can upload your own designs and have it printed, and it's a minimum of 1 meter, which is really great, because I know for some companies you have to have, like, I don't know, like spoon flour, I think. Oh no, actually No, but I know with some companies you do have to have a minimum sort of 5 meters to print. But say for example, so they have their own designs here. So they've got a personalized collection, which is really great. So these are jerseys. Well, basically you can print them on lots of different bases. So for example, let's go to this one for example. So it's personalized in the sense that you can write your child's name. So here it says Lucy, and you can write any name that you want there. And with regards to the fabric bases, you can choose between all of these amazing options: organic jersey, single jersey, activewear jersey, French terries, poplins, double gauze, drill, canvas, velvet, and eco fleece. I mean, that's amazing to get all of these different bases. And I think the prices are, let me just double check. So it's £7.99 per half meter for the organic jersey, and let's say how much is the fleece. Oh no, it's £7.99 as well, but I'm sure some of the prices do change. Let's try waterproof canvas. Yep, so £7.25 per half meter for waterproof canvas, which is lovely for sort of tote bags, raincoats, that sort of thing. The drill you could use for like dungarees, shorts, denim jackets, that sort of thing. And I think it's really, really lovely. French terry's activewear jersey for swimsuits, or maybe that's just like I don't know if activewear is actually swimsuit or if it's just like gym wear. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a really lovely thing for this website or for this company, is that they do allow you to print on lots of different bases. And there's so many different, so this is just a personalized section I can go to, which is the one that I went to. And turnaround is 7 to 10 working days, which is also really, really good. So it's a personalized section. So let's just go to the spring collection, for example. And look at all this lovely goodness. Obviously, with Easter around the corner, it's very much bunnies and eggs and that sort of thing. Say, for example, this one here. I mean, how lovely is this? Highland cows. And again, the choices of fabric, you can print them on all these different fabric bases, and it's a minimum of 1 meter, which is really, really great. The only other thing I liked about this is that they have lovely waterproof fabric, which I have just gotten into making handbags and things, but they have some lovely waterproof fabric, which is I cannot find it now. Maybe if I type in waterproof fabric. And they have some lovely William Morris waterproof fabric. So this is all their waterproof fabric here. So this is great for raincoats, bag making, especially. So I love this waterproof fabric, Strawberry Thief William Morris, priced by half meter, £7.25 for half meter. And this isn't like oilcloth. It's basically like, is it a polyester? It's 100% polyester, and it's not it's shower, no, is it waterproof? It's waterproof, but you know, like oilcloth, like Cath Kidston, it's like quite a thick quite rigid waterproof fabric. So this is quite soft and pliable, but it's got the waterproof coating, which is really, really lovely. And yeah, I mean, Flamingo Fabrics, great prices, a super fast delivery as well. And this time around, Flamingo Fabrics are offering one of our lucky winners a £30 gift voucher and a fat quarter bundle. I mean, not only the voucher, they thought they'd add a fat quarter bundle on top as well. So thank you very much. The next company I wanted to talk about is So Different. I'm going to share my screen again as per usual. So Different, I have heard of them before, and I can share you my screen now. So they do their own patterns, and I'll just scroll through some of the patterns there. Tulip dress. This very much reminds me of the, oh yes, it's the Gambit collection from that show on Netflix. So quite sort of vintagey looking patterns. Ladies wear. So these are their PDF patterns here. They're PDF all paper patterns. And then they also do their own fabrics. So let me show you. So these are their own unique fabrics that they have designed. And there's some lovely ones there. Azalea, I saw them actually at the knitting and stitching show last year, and you can tell from sort of self-designed fabric, or but you know, or a company that designs their own fabric, they are very unusual and very unique, which is, I suppose, their selling point. So this is all their lovely, I mean, look at the color of that one. I love that jungle sulfur. So these are all their lovely fabric designs, 100% cottons. Some lovely ones to look at. It almost reminds me of the Ankara, you know, the fabric I think it's Nigerian, I'm not sure, but the Ankara fabric that they use for their outfits and things. So some lovely fabrics here. And then oh, I quite like that one at the bottom there. Tropicana plum, 100% cotton. That is lovely. And then they also do some on their resources. You've got free patterns and projects, pattern hacks, which is really good, and help and tutorial, which is really, really good as well. And I think it's really great, as I say, that these companies are doing this, because I suppose they can see that there is a market out there for people looking for help with regards to their sewing. So take your own measurements. It sounds really simple, but actually, you know, there are some little tips in there that you can adopt to make it much easier, and to know exactly what parts of the body you need to measure to get a perfectly fitted garment. So they also do kits and gift boxes, which is another thing that lots of independent fabric shops or sewing shops are doing right now, which is really great. You've got cushion kits, smock, raglan top, that sort of thing. And I think with these kits, it's great for somebody that procrastinates a lot, I suppose. So it's kind of like everything in a box all ready for you to go, and also great for gift giving as well. So I think that's probably why these shops are doing this. So So Different are offering us offering one of our lucky winners 3 lovely PDFs. The next company I wanted to talk about is Paradise Patterns. I wonder if you can guess by the word Paradise where she's based. And I don't really have time to get your answers or anything, but it's a Hawaii based pattern company, which is really great. So here is her website here. Hire me. I suppose you could hire her to do a bespoke outfit. Check out my patterns. It goes to her Etsy page, and I'll show you some of the patterns that she has. She's got some lovely what they called loose legged trousers, some lovely sundresses here. This is quite nice in the sense that, again, it's the loose flowy kind of bohemian kind of dresses that are in style at the moment, and then it's got a lovely deep back there, which is really nice. What else does she have? Oh, look, in this video of her walking in it, or not her, a model walking in it. Little cardigan there, trousers, a couple of dresses. So it's a very small independent company, but you know what? Everybody starts from somewhere, and it's nice to support these companies. Also very nice and very generous of them to be supporting our challenge this year. They are offering a PDF to one of our lucky winners as well. And then the only other thing I wanted to say is that they also do pattern testing. So if you wanted to apply to be a pattern tester, I think that's a great way to get a free PDF pattern, but also to be able to help an independent pattern designer with, you know, sizing, you know, tweaks that need to be made to the instructions of the pattern or the pattern itself. So that's also a nice way to help out independent pattern companies. So that's that one. The next company I wanted to share with you is a very big one that most of you would have heard of, Fabric Godmother. They don't need an introduction. I have bought from Fabric Godmother since the beginning, I think. So I'm going to share my screen again with you now. This is a Fabric Godmother website. Most of you will know this already, but for those of you that don't, they sell fabric, patterns. They don't do their own patterns, but they do their own fabric. So they have PDFs and paper patterns for all of these independent companies, Allisonco, Anna Allen. You can see all of them here on the Brigittahelmerson. All of these lovely pattern companies. So they stock for, patterns from them. They also do loads and loads of lovely fabric, all dressmaking fabrics. Anything you can think of, they sell. And also they have their own Fabric Godmother collection. And the most recent part of their collection was released today, I believe. And let me just go to the Fabric Mother collection. So some lovely, so they do like florals and they do like vintage patterns, and not patterns, fabric designs. And what they've done is they actually go to the, I think it's called the fabric archives, where somebody has designed them in the past, and because they are in the archives and they're no longer in circulation, they are then, I believe, are able to buy that pattern or that design and have it printed and sold on as their own. So this is all of their lovely new collection. So a lot of sort of cross stitching, tapestry kind of looks, that sort of thing. Lots of bright colors, florals. Is very fabric Godmother. The one I'm really liking at the moment is this Strawberry Fair viscose and linen cream. So it's cream base with lovely strawberries on it. So I love linen, and I love a viscose linen because you've got the extra swish, and I'm loving this pattern. My only qualm is I don't think cream or white sort of based fabric suits me, so I'm not diving in yet, maybe until there's a discount code of some sort, but I haven't quite taken the plunge as yet. Fabric Godmother also do dead stock dressmaking fabrics, which is great. Dead stock, for those of you that don't know, lots of companies are doing this now. These are fabrics that are left over from all the fashion houses where they have made all of their garments for that particular year, and instead of the fabric going into landfill or being burnt, which has happened in the past, they get sold on to other companies as dead stock, although they are not allowed to disclose which fashion house they have come from. And the only other thing I wanted to say about Fabric Godmother, excuse me, is that they do their dream wardrobe kits. So all dream wardrobing kits, does it say on there? So it's basically, oh, they've only got 2 here at the moment. So, oh no, they've got lots. So it's basically a club that you join, and every month you get a box containing a pattern, fabric, notions, that sort of thing, all in one. And it's a perfect sort of subscription box service. And they also sell individual kits as well, which is really, really lovely. Fabric Godmother have pledged to support us this year. I don't have their prizes yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a great one. Sorry, I know this is taking a bit longer than expected. I've got another 7 more companies to share with you. Most of them are quite well known, especially if you're one of my viewers, you will know most of these ones that I'm going to do now. I'm going to share my screen again. So the next company that's supporting us this year is Jenny Stitches. And as you guys know, I am a brand ambassador for Jenny Stitches. She is lovely. She's got a lovely, beautiful little fabric and pattern shop in Barrow. And what does she do? So she sells lots of lovely fabric. And what I do love about Jenny as well, and what she has said in the past, is that she wants sewing to be affordable to everybody. So she doesn't stock sort of high-end designer fabrics like I don't know, like Liberty or Art Gallery, that sort of thing. But she does stock Lady McElroy. No, she doesn't stock Lady McElroy. She stocks Fabric Godmother. And she has lots of very, very affordable prices, affordable fabrics, which is really, really great. She does sewing patterns. She is a simplicity, what are they called? Simplicity provider. You know what I'm trying to say. So she offers simplicity, all these lovely pattern companies as well. She stocks their patterns. She does A0 printing, which is really great. So I do all of my A0 printing with her. And she does haberdashery, books, gifts, that sort of thing. Lovely independent shop to have a look at if you are looking to use somebody new, or if you are looking for affordable fabric, then Jenny Stitches is the person to go with. Jenny I think she supported us last year, and she provided a monetary gift voucher, and that is what we are receiving again this year for one of our lucky winners, although the value hasn't been stated as yet. But thank you in the meantime, Jenny, for that. The next company doesn't need any introduction either, I don't believe. It's Rainbow Fabrics in Kilburn. I will share my screen again with you. So Rainbow Fabrics are a company in London, in Kilburn to be exact, and they do, I don't know if all of their fabric is, but they mostly do dead stock fabric that they get from Europe. And the dead stock normally comes from Marks and Spencer's, New Look, Nobody's Child, that sort of thing. And so with dead stock fabric, as I said previously, most companies or most fashion houses will sell on their fabric, but they don't want you to let your customers know that it's from their fashion house. However, with Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn, where there are fabrics that they can identify as belonging to a particular fashion house, they will ask them for permission. So for Marks and Spencer's, for example, or New Look, they are labeled as dead stock M&S, dead stock New Look, because they have asked permission from that company and they've said yes, that you could put that on there. So it's really, really great. Again, affordable. Their prices have gone up in the past, in recent times, but I think everybody's prices have been going up anyway. And also the quality of their fabrics, they're just getting so much more variety, so much more choice and unique prints, which is really, really lovely. So we've got new fabrics now live, spring collection here. I don't think I've seen this one yet. All their lovely fabrics here, $9.99 per meter. You know, they do all sorts of prints, double gauzes, anything you can think of they do, which is really, really great. Oh, they did do a couple of Liberty prints, you can see here, and I assume they just sold out within seconds, because $11.99 for a meter of Tana lawn. Is it a meter or half a meter? No, it's definitely a meter. Let me see. Yeah, it is per meter. They must have sold out in seconds. Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn did support us last year, and they are offering one of our lucky viewers a £30 gift voucher as well. So thank you very much for that. Only a few more to go now. The next company is Allisonco, and they are an independent, well, all of these are independent companies, and this is a pattern house, so they don't sell any fabric, but they do sell their own patterns, and I'm sharing this with you now. You can see not Tester Gallery, sorry, let's go back. Shop their patterns, and here you go. So we've got a lovely boiler suit there, and a different kind of, different kind of aesthetic, with sort of their silhouette models and then the clothes on them. So these are the patterns they have on offer here. I quite like this dress here, the sundress. Knit and woven ones, as you can see. And then the Copenhagen coat, and the reason I pull that one out is because they also do online classes, and this particular one is for the Paris coat along. It is gone in the past, so it's no longer available, but it's nice to see that independent companies are offering online classes as well, especially when it comes to making a pattern from their shop, because it just helps people with getting to grips with a different pattern company, for example, but also tips and tricks along the way for creating that garment. They also have a lovely book, and it's called Pattern Making Templates, Skirts and Dresses. So it's basically templates for making any skirt and any dress in any size, I would assume, from scratch, which I think is really great. I think that's kind of what the sewists were like back in my grandmother's day, for example. They didn't really have, well, they did have patterns, and I'm sure most, women, they did use patterns, but I know for my grandmother, for example, she would just measure somebody, like, the person would say, look, I want this, this, and this, or she would sort of design something and she would show it to the customer, said, do you like something like this? And then she would just measure the lady and she would draft her own pattern pieces and make that dress. And I think this is a small step to doing that, in sort of just drafting pattern pieces from measurements and then creating a garment out of it. So that's quite nice that she's got that little pattern book there. Alice & Co are offering one of our lucky winners 2 lovely PDFs from their pattern catalogue. So thank you very much. Almost there. The next sponsor that is sponsoring us for the challenge is Charlotte Emma Patterns. And again, I'm going to share my screen with you. So this is her website right here. Charlotte Emma Patterns, and I do know of this pattern company because when I was looking to do the Closet Core Jessica blazer, which I still haven't done, her blazer here, let me just show you the pattern here, was one of the other options that I was looking at. This is the one. Here's the Barbary jacket. How lovely is that? £12 for a pattern for a fitted blazer. I mean, the amount of time and effort and work and finance and money that goes into this, it's amazing. So this is a lovely blazer, jacket blazer here, but I loved how it kind of goes in at the waist and flicks out at the hips. Almost got quite a vintage vibe to it. So I thought, I mean, it's quite really, really nice with the princess seams. It's a bit more of a feminine jacket in comparison to the Closet Core Jazika, although I haven't actually made either of them, but it was one of the ones that I was looking at. So she doesn't have that many patterns on here, so she's got about 5, I think. Let me show you. So you've got the blazer there, and then it's got a vest here, some accessories for Christmas, that sort of thing, a lovely dress and top here, and a weekender cap. So she's very small, but again, as I say, everybody starts from somewhere. She's actually a vlogger as well on Instagram, and she has a blog as well on her website here. But despite how small she is, in terms of size, I'm assuming, she's been so generous, and she's actually offering one of our viewers 3 of her PDF patterns, which is really, really great. So we are very grateful for that. Nearly there, 3 more to go. So the next company that is sponsoring us, who also sponsored us last year, is So Essential. Again, quite a big company that So Essential. So I first came across, I don't know how I first came across them actually, but they sell they don't sell their own patterns or their own fabrics, but they sell everybody else's patterns and fabrics, so, and machines as well, haberdashery, that sort of thing. It's actually, they've got so much on offer here actually. This is what they offer here in their shop here. Sewing patterns, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So they are quite a large company. They do the big 4s, and they do the indie patterns as well. And So Essential, I think the reason I got into looking at their website is that Lucy, the daughter-in-law of the owner, I don't know if she's co-owner yet, but her mother-in-law owns So Essential, and she didn't know how to sew at the beginning, and I guess her mother-in-law kind of helped her, and then she started working for the business, and she is now the face of their YouTube channel at So Essential. And it's really, really nice because she puts her plans on there. She makes videos going through what she's wearing, what she's made, sort of the things, you know, basically reviews on patterns using their fabrics. And also what I like is when they have new fabrics and she pairs them with patterns. And it's normally from the big 4, although she does do independent ones as well, but normally from the big 4 she'll choose sort of 4 or 5 patterns and then 4 or 5 fabrics from their store, of course, and she will, you know, do those pairings and recommendations and things, and that's really, really lovely. She also does on YouTube, they also have a So Essential Instagram page, but on YouTube she does sort of lovely tutorials on how to do like the burrito method, or how to change sort of a side bust dart to a waist, is it called a waist bust dart? So lots of lovely helpful tutorials, and Lucy's really lovely on the channel, and I used to watch her all the time, although I haven't had much time to watch vloggers these days, but when I did used to watch vlogs, Lucy was definitely one of the ones that I watched. And So Essential are offering one of our lucky viewers a £25 gift voucher for this challenge. And the penultimate company that is sponsoring us so far is Little Miss So-and-so, one of my favorite shops ever. I am a brand ambassador to Little Miss So-and-so. I receive their So Luxurious All Set to Sew box, which is basically a kit containing all the fabric, the pattern, the notions, and a free gift, so that you can make that pattern, and at £65 a month. They supported us last year for the challenge as well. They provided a So Special All Set to Sew kit, and I think this year, yeah, I said month, sorry, this year they are also offering a All Set to Sew kit. So it's basically, again, a pattern, fabric, notions, and a gift, everything required to make up that pattern, which is really, really great. So here is their website here. Again, I love the fact that these things pop up. Save 10% off your first order. You can sign up and you can get your 10% discount. So Little Miss So-and-so, they do quite a lot actually. They do fabrics and patterns. They don't do their own fabrics or their own patterns, but they sell independent pattern company patterns. I don't know if they do the big 4. Let me just check. I don't think they do the big 4, so they do independent pattern companies in terms of their patterns. Fabrics, they do sell Lady McElroy, Art Gallery, Atelier Brunette, Dashwood Studios, that sort of thing, all different fabric bases. And also what they're quite famous for, I think, is their My Guilty Pleasure subscriptions. So you've got lots of different monthly subscriptions you can subscribe to. The Fat Quarter Club, the Naked Fat Quarter Club, Learn to Dressmake, Patchwork and Quilting, Kids Sew To, Learn to Sew, All Set to Sew. So far I have subscribed to Patchwork and Quilting, and that's not gifted to me. I pay for that myself, and that's for my daughter. My daughter is currently she's actually just finished her 12 blocks, and she's currently piecing the quilt together for her final quilt finished. And so you get the lovely kit once a month, with a video tutorial and instructions of how to create a different block every month. And at the end of the 12-month period, you have 12 blocks to make your beautiful quilt. So that's one sort of subscription that they offer. The other thing they do is Kids Sew To. So it's similar to the All Set to Sew kits, except that it's made for children. So one month it will be like a pencil case with everything that you need, and a sort of little sweet treat in there with all the instructions on how to make a pencil case. You've got the tote bag, you've got sort of an apron, a makeup kit bag, that sort of thing, which is really great. You've got the patchwork one, which I said as well. Fat Quarter Club, again, Fat Quarters, Lewis and Irene are the ones that you receive, and again it's a different project every month. And then their most recent one is the Learn to Dressmake, which is new, and they have basically partnered up with the company Size Me, who funnily enough is the last person or the last company that I'm going to talk about who has actually sponsored us as well. So they have teamed up with Size Me, and every month, so it's a 6-month or a 12-month subscription length, but you can cancel at any time. So every month you get a pattern from Size Me, with all the fabric and the notions and a video tutorial and instructions on how to create that garment. And it's basically starting from it's for beginners basically. So you start off with a simple blouse and you work your way up through the rest of the Size Me patterns, which is really, really great. And it's nice that they've partnered up with another independent company. So the two together, you know, is a force to be reckoned with, I think, which is really, really lovely. So this is so the first one here, it doesn't really say what. Oh, I know, sorry, it's got the companies here, the patterns here. So there you go. Month 1 is the Florence Boxy Tee. Month 2, Vienne blouse, then Florence blouse, Vienne dress, Serene skirt, and Florence trousers. And with all of these months, you can see next to it why they're providing you with that particular pattern, because it will show you, for example, the Boxy Tee, great introduction to stretch fabrics, and it's sewing raglan sleeves and a front frill, how to do shearing, insetting sleeves and gathering, elasticated waist and buttonholes, fitting a waist and putting in an invisible zip. And these are all Size Me patterns, which I'll be talking about next, because they're another company that is sponsoring us for this challenge. So yeah, Little Miss So and So, great company to purchase from. Also, if you are a subscriber, you get a permanent 10% discount off everything off their website for the duration of your subscription service, which is really great. They are offering one of our viewers a lovely All Set to Sew kit. Yes. Last but not least, the last company that is sponsoring us, that I'm in charge of advertising to you, Adele and Claire obviously have their own lots more sponsors. We've got lots more sponsors, but they will be spoken about by Adele and Claire in their vlogs. So Size Me, first of all, I love the name. I think it's great, Size Me, because I know I don't really buy ready to wear anymore, but you know, when you get that, when you're trying on clothes and you really, really want to fit into that size 10 or that size 12, and then you only end up fitting into a 14 or a 16 or what have you. And it can get quite sort of, I wouldn't say depressing, but it can be a bit of a turn off when people are labeled, I suppose, you know, according to their sizes. Anyhow, Obviously pattern companies, independent pattern companies, they still have sizing on their clothes, but I think it's a lovely thing to say size me, that you don't have to worry about, you know, fitting into or squeezing into a smaller garment just because you want to fit into a 10 or a 12. The beauty about making your own clothes is that you can make it fit you, and make it fit you really, really well, which is great. So size me, as I say, they have partnered up with Little Miss So and So to do their learn to sew subscription boxes. But here is their website here, and let me just show you their sewing patterns. So here we have the Florence blouse, which is part of the that collaboration with Little Miss So and So. And then you've got Florence boxy tee, knit, Florence jacket, lovely skirt there. I love their aesthetic as well. The colors are lovely, sort of the models that they've used, and the line drawings are really, really nice. So these are all of their patterns. They've got a coat there as well. Oh, this is very popular, this Vienne dress, as in the style is very popular nowadays. So yes, that's their website. They also have a resources page, and again, just tutorials on certain things. So for example, the Florence trouser tutorial, just in case, for some of those tricky things that sometimes, no matter how precise you are with instructions, sometimes people just need a tutorial just to physically see what's happening so they can follow the instructions really well. Size Me are offering a PDF to one of our lucky viewers, and that's it from me. So I have just gone through some of the sponsors that are sponsoring us, and the reason we wanted to do this is because we are very grateful for all the sponsors that have decided to support this challenge. They don't have to, of course, and it's just really nice as well for you, my viewers, to have your eyes open to new companies that perhaps you've never heard of before, and by me showing you their websites and what they've got on there, hopefully it might entice you to have a look at yourself. In the meantime, Adele and Claire will also be releasing some pre-launch vlogs, again going through the rules and the details of the challenge, and also speaking about the other sponsors that we have. As I said, we have over 50 sponsors, which is really, really amazing. And April the 1st will be my vlog for my plans for Selfless, so April 23, and I will start off that vlogging tour. So we have a whole 30 days of vloggers doing vlogs on their plans for Selfless, so April. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will link everything below in the description below. And yes, hopefully that wasn't too long. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.